Hello, Taurus. Welcome to my channel, Spirit Night Incorporated. It is a pleasure to have you with me this afternoon. I am recording the forecast for June 2022, although I am rather late in the month, and I do apologize for that. Just bear in mind that full moon and new moon energies, they last for 6 to 8 weeks, unless of course they're eclipsed energies, in which case they can play out for 6 months. So Taurus, this forecast is for you for June 2022. And I just want to take a quick reflection back to the new moon in Gemini that we had in May, on the 30th of May at 9 degrees. And those energies are still very much playing out for the month of June. And for you, that Gemini new moon at 9 degrees fell in your second house, Taurus, of investments, money, and self-worth. Now, Jupiter and Mars were conjunct in your 12th house, and this was really having you, and continues to have you, expand your need to reflect, rest, which can be difficult to do when Jupiter and Mars are in the 12th house, because both are very action-oriented, expanding type planets. But there's a need to delve into your spiritual self, which is what Jupiter would be suggesting, and Mars, really taking action into developing that higher spiritual awareness. And you do that through, of course, resting and reflecting and just taking the time to do so. The 8th house can help you actually do that, and so can the 12th house, because the 12th house is, the last house of the zodiac, and it is, a very spiritual house when used in its higher octave. So that has you, really, or for some of you Taurians, perhaps has had you really been looking at your most deepest self, through meditative forms of enlightenment, as well as prayer or another form of alternative healing. So these next 6 to 8 months, with the solar eclipse, the partial solar eclipse that you recently experienced in your sign back in April, Taurus, these next 6 to 8 months are really having you delve into new beginnings. And healthier new beginnings can unfold once you take that time to reflect, as I just mentioned. So, moving forward or making changes can be difficult for Taurians, because you are a fixed earth sign. But when you embrace change, as life asks of us, pretty much on a day-to-day basis, in some capacities and larger scale than in others. But when you embrace change, you allow, yourself to expand new ideas, and you allow yourself to be educated in new ideas as well. When, this can be very, very beneficial in helping you embark into a new way and into a new awareness. So it's really been a time with that new moon energy, and that's still playing out. It's really a time for new directions, Taurus, and important changes that can be really beneficial for you long term. Now, really quickly, the full moon in Sagittarius that we just had on the 14th of June was a beautiful strawberry supermoon, and it fell at 25 degrees in your 8th house, once again, of deep reflection and rest, and really looking at your deepest self and how that relates into your, practical 3D arenas of life, which, could be associated in having to do with money, taxes. But there's a lot of spiritual awareness here, and bringing in that spiritual awareness will help you release anything that perhaps you self-sabotage with. I mean, we all do that. So it's a really healthy house to delve into, to allow ourselves that meditative time and the time of prayer, and very healing, because once you embrace it, you integrate it, and then you can release it, which clears the slate for new beginnings. So it's very, very healthy. It's not always comfortable, but it's a very healthy process to allow yourself to delve into. So, time of deep reflection. It's providing you really good opportunities to get organized, not only within your innermost self, but how that also reflects in your 3D arena with respect to finances, financial associations, and even, your financial portfolio and how that may be connecting with others as well, Taurus. So this being said, let's take a look really quickly at your recent, current, and forthcoming energies that you've been navigating through the month of June and into the first part of July. Taurus, this again is for Taurus for June 2022. Thank you again to all of you Taurians for your patience. I really appreciate that. It was a terribly busy May, and that busyness continued into the first part of June. So my forecasts are late, but thankfully the energies are still prevalent. And I do hope that for many of you Taurians that this forecast provides uplifting, healing, and a guided sense of moving forward with any of the intuitive suggestions that I'm able to provide. So thank you again for liking and subscribing to the channel. It does help Spirit and I incorporated videos circulate, so I'm very, very appreciative of that. To each and every one of you that engage, to any new Taurians that are tuning in, welcome to my channel. It's an absolute pleasure to have you join me. Thank you so very much. All right, so this being said, Taurus, let's take a look at some of your energies with the Animal Spirit Oracle deck, and then we'll clarify with Cat Tarot, and we'll get one card with the Enchanted Map Oracle deck for one final overall message to close out the forecast. So your recent energies, Taurus, that you've been navigating through are the Pig Spirit, using your mind wisely. The numerical number 47, which reduces to an 11, and 11 are the number 11 is indicative of master ascendants. So those master ascendants that are in the 5D realm, when you welcome them through embracing the time of rest, reflection, and quiet time of prayer and meditation, or another healthy form of alternative healing, you are using your mind wisely because that restores your energy. It helps release what is no longer valid and what no longer serves, to clear the slate, to bring in new. So this is a very positive energy. It's in the upright. It is universally supportive. And congratulations, Taurus. I do hope you can see it. Really, really great energy. Moving into your current energies. Beautiful. We have the Owl Spirit in the upright, of how you're seeing clearly as you're flying forward. The numerical number of 43 reducing to a 7, and 7 is an energetic number of forward movement, indeed, and being guided and not wishing to battle, but being guided to take action in a positive fashion for yourself and that which you wish to create anew. Beautiful energies, Taurus. Look at these beautiful energies. Very, very universally supported. And here is the universal guidance coming in through your third eye chakra, which is totally supported by the spiritual council. And you are moving forward beautifully, Taurus, in whatever changes you're wishing to embrace, or that perhaps you find yourself even unexpectedly embarking on. These are really beautiful energies, and you're using your energies and your spiritual counsel wisely. And it's really helping you to see clearly. It's helping you see the paths you wish to move forward into. Beautiful energies, Taurus. Forthcoming energies. We have the Wombat Spirit and the numerical number of 68, which reduces to, I believe, a 5, 8. Yeah, 68 reduces to a 5. And the Wombat Spirit speaks of coming home, or feeling at home, or being at home. Now, the energy did come up in reverse. And for some of you Taurians, perhaps there's a change in your residence, where you're feeling, that you would be more at home, or setting up a new home. Or perhaps for some of you Taurians, through this deep reflection that you've been moving through, navigating through, as mentioned previously in the astrology portion of this forecast, perhaps as it has had you feeling a little bit disconnected from what you consider home to be. Even your most deepest psychological foundation, which is the inner foundation, that is considered your home, because the vessel, our human body that carries our spiritual self, is our home. So this could play out in 3 or 4 different fashions, and take what resonates and leave the rest. But it speaks of, I'm feeling very strongly, it speaks of change, and the change that you're feeling perhaps even within a home. So again, 3 or 4 different scenarios of how this could be unfolding for you Taurians, but they're very positive energies and very supported by spiritual counsel, and you're using your energies wisely. And that's very, very important. And there my cards go flying. There we go. Okay, so now let's get some clarification with the Cat Tarot. And this again is for Taurus for June 2022. Thank you again for joining me. So appreciative. And I do hope that all of you Taurians out there are doing well. We're already halfway through this year. Unbelievable. In 6 months, it'll be New Year's Eve already. Oh my gosh. And what will 2023 hold for us? I'm trusting a lot of peace and joy and love. That's what I'm praying for. So I do hope and express that to all of you as well for your lives, and be blessed because you are. All right, let's clarify these most recent past energies for you, Taurus, using your mind wisely. And I believe a lot of you Taurians are indeed. You're really taking your universal counsel for those of you that resonate with your higher consciousness. First card out, we have the Eight of Wands in the upright. Beautiful. Yes, a lot of you Taurians are. This speaks of taking swift action and movement forward, or fast energies, or even messages coming in, or extending messages to others as you're, dancing through the leaves and feeling strong and energetic in moving forward quickly. For some of you Taurians, I'm feeling very strongly that this has to do with some sort of a change. Could very much be associated with employment for some of you, and or even, as I mentioned, a residential move. Perhaps some of you, made a residential move, or in the throes of making a residential move, but you're feeling positive about it. And for those of you that are resonating, and this is really wonderful news, and you're happy. I feel happiness. You Taurians have been coming through heavy times with Saturn in your sign, and it was retrograde, and still is, and it's been some really challenging times, but it's allowed you to really delve into your spiritual self, which has helped a lot of you Taurians navigate through the bumps that come with life, and that happens for all of us. So it appears as though a lot of you have been moving through and navigating through those energies very as smoothly as you possibly can. Clarifying the Eight of Wands, we have the Queen of Cups, and this is what this beautiful tarot looks like. The Queen of Cups tarot looks like in the upright. Now it did come up in the reverse, and this is to suggest that perhaps the Queen of Cups represents a loving energy, a very loving energy, actually. Some of you, I'm feeling very instinctively that it's very, very important to continue to express that love to yourself, and or allow that love to come in, even with the changes that you've been navigating through. Perhaps some of you Taurians have been feeling a lack of love with the transitions that you have been embarking on, or perhaps, were moved to embark on. But the Queen of Cups speaks of a very nurturing energy, and I'm feeling very strongly that it is a reminder that as you continue to, reflect and rest and be in quiet time to embrace that which no longer serves you, to release it, is to do it with love. Don't be hard on yourself. When the Queen of Cups comes up in the reverse, it's to indicate that you're feeling a lack of love or a lack of support. And it's really important to remember that you do have the support of the universe, of God, whichever name you wish to label it, spiritual counsel, and to receive it. It's been a very emotional time, and if this is reflecting or resonating for some of you within the 3D realm, it could be that an energy that you are associated with is either feeling a lack of love from you or vice versa, or perhaps you're feeling a lack of love from them. But the key message here is to embrace and release in love, however it resonates for you Taurians. That's in your most recent past energies. Now, moving forward into your current energies of the owl spirit, where you can see clearly of, the flight path you wish to take forward. We have, we have the moon, and the moon is representative of our instincts and intuition, and or perhaps feeling a little bit, clouded. This energy in the reverse, I'm finding very positive, because if it were in the upright, I would say that some of you Taurians are, having difficulty seeing your way forward. But the owl spirit is the predominant energy in this particular portion of the forecast, where you are seeing clearly. And that would be verified and confirmed by the moon card in the reverse. For those of you that are resonating with this is wonderful energy. And for those of you that are still feeling, a little bit confused, and highly emotional, the moon in the reverse is asking you and reminding you to remember to allow your intuition and your instincts to move you forward, and allow that time of rest and reflection to reconnect with your inner voice, your spiritual voice, your higher counsel. That would be another way that this energy could be identifying for some of you Taurians. Clarifying the moon in reverse, we have the Knight of Cups. And my goodness, what a cute card. Kitty's got his head stuck in what looks like a potted plant of some sort, or a pot for a plant. But anyway, you do have the wise owl here watching over you. Once again, here is the wisdom of the owl, the spiritual owl, and here it is again, Taurus. And now this energy in the upright is indicative of, a younger energy coming towards you, providing you with a message of love, and or a reminder that how you're moving forward is to be gentle with yourself in a loving way. Now, the energy did come up in the reverse when I pulled the card. I just wanted to show it to you so you could see what it looked like in the upright. It did come up in the reverse, and this is to suggest that perhaps there's a delay in receiving certain loving messages that you're awaiting within yourself and or from another, like perhaps another person, or perhaps there's a sadness, or perhaps there's a connection that some of you Taurians have with a younger energy that is having a challenging time with embracing love. Or this could be speaking of embracing love within yourself as well, Taurus. There's a few different ways that this energy could play out. So all 3 or 4 of them that I just mentioned could be applicable. But once again, the reminder is to stay in prayer and in spiritual counsel to allow you to continue to see the way forward. And don't allow, frustration, perhaps for some of you with a lack of clarity, to overwhelm you and then have you feeling out of touch with yourself. That's another way that I'm feeling very strongly that that's the message here for whichever of the scenarios prior that I mentioned. The message here is to understand that if there are any delays of, feeling what you need to feel with respect to your emotions, Taurus, regarding a scenario of which you're reviewing. Perhaps it could be, a move for some of you, a residential move. It's causing you, some sadness and some deep unrest. But the advice here is to stay in your spiritual counsel so that you will see the way clearly forward, and that will help maintain and uplift your energies for the path you wish to choose. And the timing of the choice of that path that you will embark on, Taurus, will be provided in the divine timing. So this is once again the predominant energy, so that you're not overwhelmed by, emotional unrest of the changes that perhaps are forthcoming, or that you feel instinctively will be forthcoming, that perhaps you're not quite ready to make. That's the way that this could be playing out. And I'm feeling very strongly that this could be foundational. It could be, an employment change, a career change. There's a strong emphasis right now, astrologically, Taurus, to focus on your long-term stability, and really embracing an environment, and even an employment environment that supports you and that is aligned with you. Because when you don't have that, that's when this fogginess or lack of clarity or confusion can be overwhelming, and can leave you very, frustrated and even quite depleted in as far as your energy levels are concerned. So the message here is to stay focused on your spiritual counsel so that you can continue to see your way forward, embrace what needs to be healed, release it, and allow yourself to do so in love so that you can replenish yourself. That's the strong message I'm feeling from this particular spread. Moving forward into your current energies of wanting to be at home. And again, this could very well be associated with a residential move. Some of you Taurians are really wanting to find the place within yourself and even within your 3D arena that you can call home. That's that you feel at home at. So it could very much be associated with that, or even for those of you that are having to perhaps make a residential move, perhaps for a new employment opportunity. There is some sadness that's coming with that, as would be indicated by the Knight of Cups. There's some emotional unrest which comes with that energy of perhaps having to leave your current home to create a new home. But remember, Taurus, that as many memories as we have and as nostalgic as we can be, life provides us an opportunity to make new memories. So bear that in mind if you're going through any, emotional and or challenging times with respect to a residential change. Allow yourself to embrace the opportunity to create new memories that will be uplifting and encouraging and filled with love. Very, very important message there. I just felt instinctively to express. Clarifying the Wombat Spirit in reverse, we have this is the Four of Cups. Now the Four of Cups came up in the reverse, and a lot of you are feeling, well, not a lot of you necessarily, but some of you Taurians may very well be feeling, really emotional about having to make a change. Some of you are feeling, really sad, perhaps for what you feel you might be leaving behind. It could be familial related, members of the family. Let's move on. See if we can get another clarification. But the Four of Cups is, in the reverse, is indicative of just feeling really sad. I'm just getting this really heavy, dense feeling in my chest even. But, it could also have to do with those of you Taurians that are doing the work in the 8th house and in the 12th house, as I mentioned astrologically, of really doing some deep reflection and soul searching so that you can see clearly of the path you wish to take forward with respect to employment or perhaps a residential change. For those of you that are finding yourselves needing to embark on a move, perhaps setting up house somewhere else, perhaps moving your family even for some of you. But I'm feeling a bit of a dense energy with this, and it's that's not unnatural. You're just feeling some of you Taurians maybe just be not ready to do that, and it is difficult for Taurians to make changes because you're a fixed earth sign. But I'm being drawn back to the message to express to you that as we all have memories throughout our lifetime, when change is upon us, bear in mind that we can make new memories because the universe is offering us a new beginning to create new memories. And that can be uplifting in itself and bring joy and love and peace for that matter. So some of you Taurians are just, you're navigating through the changes, and for some it's coming easier than others, but the key message is to go through those movements in love and in compassion for yourself and compassion for others. Clarifying the 4 of Cups in reverse, we have, what's this one? We have the 9 of Cups in reverse. And the 9 of Cups in reverse is indicative of, hopes and wishes coming to pass and feeling delays with that, or feeling that what you're really desiring is something you wish to embrace, but is still leaving you with sadness. So this could very well be, maybe some of you Taurians, have to move out of your familial home and create a new home elsewhere because of a new employment opportunity. That could be, a very practical way that this is playing out. But it is highly emotional, and it's going to require gentleness on yourself because it's new, and you Taurians are very, very loyal when you're operating from your higher self, and you're very fixed earth signs, so you're very aware of what you practically need in the ways of the world to help you feel comfortable. And when you can't see that, when you can't see those material aspects, as would be indicated by, the moon here, not being able to see clearly for some of you, and the suggestion to stay focused on your counsel so that you can continue to feel and to see the way forward. Either way, loving yourself through the changes and loving others and releasing in love is the important message here, so that you can create new memories. It's all right to have, sadness, but try not to live in that sadness for a great length of time. Do your part in, what you can as far as, prayer and meditation to help you heal the most deepest parts of yourself that you're feeling challenged in releasing, so that you can create new beginnings and new memories. Really important messages here, very much associated with the familial family line and emotions. A lot of heart chakra energies here, and having some difficulty. Some of you Taurians may be having some, reticence of making the changes, but know that the changes are necessary. And if I may once again suggest, be reminded that as you embark on a whole new beginning of whomever is resonating for this forecast, and I do hope that some of you are, is that as many memories as we have, we are also provided with the opportunities to make new memories. Really, really important key messages I'm receiving with respect to nostalgia and memories and forward movement. So I'm going to close out this forecast, Taurus, with one card from the Enchanted Map Oracle deck, just to get a final overall message. Be gentle with yourself, Taurus. Love yourself. Allow others to love you. For some of you, these changes are coming in very quickly, and it's leaving some of you, a little thrown off kilter and sad and emotional. But the universe is offering you something beautiful. And it's the beauty of growth and expansion and new beginnings and the opportunity to create new memories, to embrace what's best for you, what's aligned with who you are today, Taurus, not who you were last year or even a month ago. Really, really important messages I just picked up there to express to you Taurians that are resonating with this forecast. So one final overall message for Taurus from the Enchanted Map Oracle deck for June 2022 for Taurus. Just be really compassionate with yourself, Taurus. Change isn't easy, especially for earth signs and fixed signs. And oftentimes they can be slow moving, particularly with earth signs, because, you're an earth sign, and earth signs are, have the energy of the earth. You like to feel grounded and stable and plant roots. And once you do, you want to stay there. But life, can change on a dime. And for whatever reason, some of you Taurians are being asked to move forward, and it's highly emotional. In whatever area this is for you. For some of you, it will be residential. For some of you, it will be familial. For some of you, it will be, the need to change employment. For some of you, it may be all of the above. But the key message is to allow it, and to allow it in love and in kindness and in compassion for yourself. Move through these changes gently, Taurus, and you will move through them beautifully, because you do have the support of the universe. Many of you can see the path forward, and you are seeing very clearly, and perhaps it's seeing clearly that the universe is guiding you, and the need to listen to that. I just picked that up very strongly, which will help you uplift your emotions as well, because you know that the universe has your back. So be very gentle with yourself, Taurus. Very gentle. Pisces got a very similar forecast. Some different themes, but similar in the feeling of emotional energy. So you might want to take a listen to Pisces for those of you. Some of you Taurians may have some Piscean placements. And so that video might be beneficial to give you perhaps further enlightenment for June 2022. That being said, let's take a look at your final overall message, Taurus, for the month of June 2022 from the Enchanted Map Oracle deck. And the final overall message is the Mountain. And here it is. This is what the Mountain Oracle looks like in the upright. It is the numerical number of 6, and 6 is the astrological number of balance and forward movement, moving away from stormier waters into calmer waters. Now, it did come up in the reverse, and it is, confirming once again that some of you are just feeling a little challenged in your forward movement, because it's a highly emotional change for some of you Taurians. But the reminder once again, as you can see with the light shining through into the crown chakra, I'll turn the card upright so you can see. Here's the light. Here's you seeing clearly the light. And the reminder is to stay focused on your spiritual counsel so that the light can continue to shine into your crown chakra and breathe the breath of fire, the breath of life, as God breathes the breath of life and encouragement and love as you move through the changes that you are embarking on. For some of you, it will be residential. Some of you, it will be an employment change. Some of you, it will be both. Some of you, it will be completely, packing up your family and moving to another location. That could be, for some of you Taurians, how this is playing out. But the key message is to stay focused on the light, to keep yourself in spiritual counsel, to help you take the necessary movements forward, even if there has been a delay for some of you, which for some of you there has been, perhaps because of high emotions in whichever arena this is unfolding for you. For each of you, it will be different. And to allow, God, spiritual counsel, to keep you uplifted, keep you focused on knowing that the universe has your back, Taurus, and to not be fearful. Don't be fearful. Focus on the light, which illuminates the path so that you can see clearly forward. And you will continue to move forward, even if there are some delays for some of you moving forward in whatever arena this resonates for you. The change is on the way. And there's a need to understand in a healthy fashion that change provides growth, because it allows us to stretch and to grow and to elevate. And the universe will help you to do that. For those of you that connect with your spiritual counsel, you will move smoother through those changes by understanding that God, spiritual counsel, the creator, whichever name you wish to label it, continues to guide you forward. So, reminder once again, if I may, allow yourself to make new memories. Take the memories of your past and create new ones in your new beginning. So that's what I have for you, Taurus, for the month of June 2022. There is a new moon in Cancer forthcoming here at the end of the month. I will be providing a separate forecast for you regarding that full moon. It's a beautiful, new moon. It's a beautiful new moon forthcoming for Cancer season. I look forward to expressing that forecast to you here by the end of the month. Until then, Taurus, take extra special care of yourself. Be kind to yourself. Be compassionate with yourself, and continue moving through these transitions smoothly and with the power of the Creator uplifting you. And you will be fine. You will be just fine. I do hope that this resonates for some of you Taurians, if not for many of you. I thank you again for joining me. Until the end of the month, take extra special care, Taurus, and I'll see you soon. Good night for now.